Players are ready, so let's head back to our commentary team for game number 2.
Thank you so much, Paul. Indeed, game number 2. So, Penta stole Cobblestone away from EnVyUs. That was their map pick. We go on to Inferno as well. So, Penta, they've had their ups and downs on this map for the tournament. They opened things up on this map and actually dropped it. Oh, they won, right? But it was looking, there was a T side.
It was close.
It was looking really poor, and then they kind of fixed things up in the second half. So they still are unbeaten on it, right? And going into this, you cast these guys a lot more. You said their Inferno is pretty decent, and we'll see whether that kind of holds true here. This is their map pick. I have to say, Sunny has bailed them out of a lot of situations I've seen on this map so far. But you know what? EnVyUs, after that sort of performance as well, I'm not really believing just yet they have what it takes to take down, hurts me to say, a team like Penta. Like, who would have thought? Like we said before going into this one, we've got RPK, Happy, and Scream. RPK especially one of the godfathers of CS generally. Like, he's an amazingly talented player and loads of experience here. Go up against these young guns, and you have to say, Penta, they're delivering on all facets right now. They look like a great team. The strategy's good there, and then we've got the fantastic firepower. Zen, a player we haven't really discussed at all this tournament. Now, he's just kind of in the doldrums, kind of like always okay, nothing too lights out. He carried them in that first half. He got 2 or 3 frags in the entries every single time. It was looking fantastic for him, and that's the problem. If you've got your star players turning up and the lesser guys appearing as well, EnVyUs are going to have a real tough time there on Inferno, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of people kind of look at EnVyUs statistics in terms of beating, teams like SK, like Immortal, stuff like that on this map. But then you also have to bear in mind that they've lost to teams such as Kingwin. When they were in the fighting form, when we saw them take this team off of maps who are quite take this map off of teams. There we go, wrong way around.
There we go.
That are tier 1. They were looking almost like a different team themselves. I would say, from that kind of fall from grace, it's going to be a much more even playing field. But anyway, I guess all our questions will be answered as pistol round about to be underway. Oh, maybe not.
I think because it looks like this is Penta's map, right? But EnVyUs have opted to start on the T side. That's a strange decision. Like, historically, Inferno, every single team wants to start on the CT side. Not EnVyUs. They want to get in there, that T side. Maybe they feel more confident. Historically, EnVyUs, their kind of playstyle and Happy base teams at least, he likes to play the setup where he sends 4 players into one side of the map, he's going up towards middle, or he's in towards banana. That's his sort of play style. That's kind of common for most of his teams on most maps, but not so much anymore. That's kind of faded out as not as prevalent as it used to be, but Inferno especially, he loves to play that style. We'll get into it then, shall we? It's going to be EnVyUs on the T side, 4 sets of armor, 6er with the smoke and 2 flashbangs. 3 players towards second middle as well. RPK holding T steps. No real aggression here, but we'll look towards the bedroom. Once again, it's going to be Innocent and Sunny challenging. Equal frags for now. Innocent still with 100 HP, but he'll be falling back here after finding that first pick. Headshot comes in. Crystal will be taking down the 22 HP as he faces middle.
Yeah, well, for EnVy, they're going to be actually looking to try and make something happen potentially out towards A. As now they turn their attention up mid. Innocent, the player who previously escaped their clutches, facing back out. Crystal over in pit to try and hold back the tide of EnVy coming their way, and he gets forced out into the open. Now rotating in, it's Innocent, and he lasts all of about 3 seconds. So HS left in the 1v4. Going to have himself the armor up behind this USP. Gives him a little bit more ability to sustain these engagements, but he has to be clean. And it's RPK instead, who is the clean man. Takes his head clean off. 3 frags for him in that round as EnVy. They do go ahead and secure the pistol, and that's a very nice boost if you're starting off on the T side.
Absolutely. It's still a city side of the map for sure, but it's a lot more balanced than other iterations of Inferno generally. So Penta there, aggressive towards the bedroom position at the start, trying to get that first pick. They got it, but then Sunny was taken down. He's always the danger man for Penta. Crystal faces towards mid. He gets his head blown off as well. And at that point, EnVyUs just pretty standard stuff towards the A side, wrapping around and managing to find the frags required there. So go to round number 2. Forced by this time from Penta. They've usually been pretty conservative, but HS down towards middle. He finds the first pick. RPK drops. They could cause some more damage here. There's more flashbacks. HS is doing a fantastic job. Crystal will drop in the meanwhile, but still, they have the man advantage just about.
Yeah, they've somehow been able to claw this one their way thanks to that aggression from HS, who's been allowed just to go ahead and duck on out, retreating back over here to B. EnVy, they're the man down. They're going to try and push on through, look to try and blitz into the B-bomb site while Penta are weakened. HS first man to go down. Sunny going to be emerging from that smoke like some sort of monster in the mist. Goes in and gets the first, does damage down range onto Banana. Scream does pick that one up now. We're into the 2-on-2. Bomb has crossed onto the site. It's on the back of XMS. He has to try and get this down. First they have to wait. Bomb plant now coming in. The Molotov. Let's preserve his life for the time being at least. They have the crossfire set up between Pit and Banana. XMS able to find the first. Now it all falls into Innocent. 1v2. Spots Scream out towards Banana. Knows where XMS is. He knows where both these players are. The crossfire going to be very strong and forced out into the open. Scream will shut him down. A 3K for him in that round. 2 for XMS. And Envy, it was looking a bit dicey early on, but they do go ahead and pull that back.
They recover it just about there. So HS pushing down towards middle with the 5-7. He gets towards the underpass position, finds 2 kills, opening things up on RPK first, and then Flashbangs is really chaotic there. But at that point, I feel like I could say Crystal didn't have to commit. They got those first 2 picks, and HS had an exit plan as well. He could have actually just fell back, but Crystal wanted to be part of the action. He dropped, and then HS got tagged up as well. Low HP, and I'm wondering why HS was in the open position at that point. Like, he could have just got into new box, tried to go for 1 frag. He stood in the open, went down to a Mach 10. We find ourselves in this situation. A full eco for Penta. Shouldn't really be able to do too much of this one. This is one of the rounds you can just go quickly on the T side. It could be 2 frags of them, probably 3 now. There it is. It's going to be 6 out finding Crystal. Crystal might get 1 kill here. That's about it. But gives his position away, and the bomb will make its way in. So he'll be dealt with momentarily. There it is. And just poor old HS now, who is on the other side of the map, trying to see if there's anything to recover. And he scraps on the floor. Any weaponry. Doesn't seem like there's anything. Well, 3-0 does come in. They do have enough for a relatively decent buy. That force on the second wasn't an all-in. I think they just had body armor, 5.7s, PT50s. So there's a bit of residual cash. So the AWP comes out of Crystal. Glass cannon, just to note as well. Means you are very vulnerable to the grenades. So if you're going towards Banana, you're on the corner. HE grenades could be flying in. Same story for top and middle as well. No kits available. So, and no incendiary. So you can see how that force buy in the second round does limit you on the CT side. Happy with the UMP. Looking to get the 4-0 here. Aggressive play from the CT zone. Those nades come in. Haven't really damaged just yet, but they've got 3 players on this side of the map.
Yeah, look at this from Envy. Already 3 players peeking on out in mid. They catch Sunny completely unaware. In the meantime, RPK will go down, but they're just going to take this in their stride, pushing out through middle. And it is going to pay off. I mean, we saw the 3-man stack for Penta over towards B. They're going to get caught rotating around. They're going to try and cut this off. Crystal with the AWP, forced away. It's Innocent to chime himself in with a second. Drops the bomb in CT spawn. Envy in a tricky spot. HS just biding his time in pit. It's great that they're going to be able to get out onto this A bomb site, potentially if they can find HS, but that bomb being down over in CT going to be causing them a whole boatload of problems.
Yeah, they're hoping they can recover the bomb here and then bring it back to the A side. We've got 2 players waiting there, but HS could be an absolute nuisance here. That's a nice shot by Scream. HS though coming to life. There's the 2 kills we were waiting for. He was so patient there. Takes the 2 vital frags, and Penta, and it looked a little bit scary at the start there, but managing to hold strong. And with the CT spawn split come in as well, you could see Innocent was ready for it. Got that bomb down and managed to tuck himself in and buy enough time for his teammate. HS, lots of patience there, finds the 2 kills. NBA had no idea he was there. And that's a good start. NBA though, still with plenty of cash. They're going to have a full buy here. I'd say RPK might be more limited. He goes down to the PT50, 6er. He'll be fully buying it towards the end, but RPK gets armor, PT50 smoke. We'll go into the next round. Scream could have dropped him. He still got $1,700, so he could have given him a UMP, but they've opted against that. Go into this one. A bit of damage inflicted towards Sunny. He's got potentially wallbang to start, but I'm not 100% sure. How did he take so much damage from the apartments?
Yeah, Screamer was the one wallbanging.
That's right. I can see blood on the wall. Yeah, it must have been from there.
I mean, in the meantime, Envy going to be trying to grab control of apps. They leave RPK behind to watch for any aggression down from Banana. Everyone else from EnVyUs out here. Over towards A. Taking this round a bit more slowly. No aggression out through mid. They don't want to risk running into the waiting guns of Penta. They throw out that 1 smoke. All in an attempt to try and bait out some utility from these Penta players. That's worked out. I mean, 2 incendiaries used up already now. The real barrage looks to try and come on through as Envy throwing out a collection of flashes out towards long. They still haven't entirely committed. They have a nice bit of utility left to utilize into this round. You can see that Innocent's made his way back over towards Speedway. Now he'll be rotating in towards B. It's looking like they're going to try and rotate him off preemptively. They're lining up a lot of stuff to try and sell something over here towards B, but the bomb is actually very pushed up over towards that A bomb site. As they go ahead and split their forces, 30 seconds left. Bomb now rotating around. It is going to be B, the site in question. 2 players here. Zen And Innocent, this push from Crystal could make all the difference. He spots the rotate. You can already see the players on A moving off to make their way towards B. They know that these players in the site have to buy time, and they're going to do more than that as Innocent and Zen between them finish the round off. 4 frags split equally between the two, and that's Penta in with a second.
Absolutely. I'm happy to call the tactical timeout there. He's not happy about something, but it's going to be Envy just almost walking into the B side. Did you see how comfortable Penta looked as they came in?
Yeah.
Wasn't really much expended there in terms of utility. It was like the Molotov weren't dropped. Wasn't really much in terms of flashbangs. Very basic setup. One towards Coffins, one towards the fountain area, and they're just tag teaming between each other and finding very easy kills there. It was Crystal who first strikes from middle. He just has a little face towards that area, finds one kill to start, funnels him into the B side. That's going to be their cue to go. And at that point, EnVyUs seem to be lacking real full execute potential towards this B side of the map. We see a team like get that much control. They've been gifted the full banana area, right? That's normally fantastic. You get that, you still got grenades, you're smoking over everything, flashing over, Molotov in the key positions, and knowing what risks has been eradicated at that point. They just seem to be walking through the smoke, getting picked off one by one, taking lots of nade damage, and not looking too comfortable. That's a big round for EnVyUs. If they win that, they fully reset Penta and probably get themselves in a fantastic position here in the first half. But now, Eco themselves. Tech 9s, PT50s, Deagles. Scream's got head armor, interesting enough, but he's up against 4 AKs, Harry, so that's not going to help him out too much.
You'd say that, but then earlier on Cobblestone, it looked to be an entirely different story. This time, Envy. Let's stuck 4 players over here towards A, going to grab control of apps once again. Crystal actually spots them out from his position on long. Instantly falls on back, doesn't want to fall prey to going down early on. Saying that can actually take the aggression and does exactly that. So XMS to open this one up. That's a potential M4 gained as well.
It is indeed. Sunny trying to recover the situation, normally very good, but they're giving kills away now. HS finds a couple back in return. That should be the situation recovered. Great work by HS. This is the full eco, so still struggling here somewhat. Scream gets another kill. He has got armor to work with here. That's the frag, though, that should decide the round. Scream's down to 27 HP. He will be planting, so that's some good news for the team. Definitely is capable with the old one-taps and the AK-47 to make this run a possibility. They'll be sticking together, though. That's a correct approach. They know he has to be either the graveyard, apartments, or the pit. So those are the areas they'll be focusing on. He gets on the bike. This is very scary sometimes, this position. Can't nail the first shot, though. Now they know exactly where he is.
1v2, and now when none v2 is Innocent, we're going to finish that one off. And, you know, a lot of that resting on HS and Innocent there. I mean, it was looking very, very scary. The second you see Crystal go down over towards long, and then Sunny falls as well, things just start slipping through their fingers, seemingly. HS, luckily enough, steps up over towards short, and then really, I mean, even then, it was the 2v2. Look at this from HS, getting that situation back under control.
Just about 3 HP at that point. That was actually quite interesting for him. But yes, you're absolutely right. Crystal, he knows they're going to be eco at that point. He flashes around. He was unlucky, I guess. It was the PT50 that double dinged him as soon as he goes around the corner. But he was by himself, getting the M4 away, screened there in the 2 versus 1. If he had more HP, maybe he's got a chance there. He had to find that first shot from the pit area, gets on that bike, which is normally a very strong position, but unless he nails the first shot, probably wouldn't be working out for him. Going to round number 7, 3-3, things tied up. Look at their flashbangs. How good are they? Sunny strikes, manages to get the first shot, takes down Scream. It will be the 5-on-4. Great utility usage there from Penta. Job done. They're still pushing down. I don't know why you're doing that, Zen. There's no need. They did have smoke at the bottom, but well recovered by Crystal. They've got the man advantage once again. Now they can just hold back on the bomb side to enable the crossfires to do their work, and you can see that's exactly what they're doing now. I like this a lot from Penta. Nice aggressive stuff at the start. Shut down any sort of execution or sort of team play EnVyUs had at the start of the round, and now it's up to them to recover. 3 players towards the A side of the map. Bomb on the back of Sixer. They still have most of their grenades remaining, but hoping they can find an initial pick here. Happy in the apartments.
And because of how far forward Crystal is, it allows Innocent to be over in CT. He can rotate in so quickly once this does get called within the site. Sunny and HS playing this one very, very passively. Smokes and flashes now raining on out. Going to try and push on through. It's Envy up from short. XMS, the first man, leading the charge into the site. It's going to be pincered in from Sunny and HS.
What is this?
It's being slowed down drastically. 6 shot to find 1. Actually does drop out Sunny as well. He's only got 18 HP in the 1v2 up from short. Has to be careful because hot on his heels is Crystal. Up from behind, bomb plug, looking to try and come on through Innocent. This fake gonna be perfect. The pop flash is there, but no. Touching the tips of their barrels, Innocent will shut him down.
So XMS, he runs on the side by himself. He doesn't check that tight corner position. And then where's the refrag there? What's the play? What's the call that's been made to say, cool, we'll throw a flash. You just go in by yourself. If you die, that's pretty much round over. I guess that's the risk they're taking. If you're going to be fully committed, you want everyone coming on the site, at least someone there, just to get that refrag. No one was joining him. He dies, and then it just seems like EnVyUs are lacking that coordination right now. Just that kind of basic fundamental of how to get into the site in that situation. That was certainly winnable for them. If they get that refrag, it's done. They can actually get the round in their favor. They recover it sort of, but then it falls apart once again. EnVyUs, they really are lacking a sudden je ne sais quoi, if you like, here, the French side. But it's going to be Penta now. Finally, the first 2 frags, another eco, as RBK and Sixter go down. Joining them is XMS in the grave.
Yeah, now it's just Happy and Scream, and make that just Scream. 1v5 has gotten the D, got some armor up behind it, and the bomb in hand. But mid is overrun by Penta. They're clearing out Apps. His life expectancy about half a second. Oh, actually, no. I was hoping he was going to try and make that one interesting. Does find the first on his Sunny, so does a little bit of damage. But only him to get work done does now put Envy behind. One thing I was going to say, actually, is the way that Penta are playing over towards B really interests me. They've changed it up a lot from how they usually play it. And I think that's, you know, why we saw, if you remember, in that first rifle round where they tried rushing in towards A and they get shut down. It was a good read from Happy, and I think the second they realized that they can't play B how they used to, which is with 3 players there early on, because it opens up the possibility for that rush, they've completely switched that up, and I really commend that from them. It's entirely different from what we're used to seeing.
Very interesting to note. Crystal will be backing up his teammates towards B once again. He's trying to set them up. He's trying to give them some map control on the banana side of the map. So they drop the smoke at T-step, Molotov as well for any close range players. But Happy, though, does take down Instant, as we're kind of pointing out that side of the map. It's going to be through the smoke, so it's a lucky kill for him to pick up, but they all count, and it's a 5 and 4. It's going to be Penta now trying to recover the frag, boosting up Crystal, and HS, though, with a chance to refrag in the apartments. Flashbang doesn't quite catch anyone, though, so at this stage, it's a 5 and 4. EnVyUs can slow the round right down here. HS can feel lots of pressure towards the apartments, but doesn't want to give his kill away just yet. His teammate Sunny will be backing him up, and he's got the AK, and we'll see whether he can be the difference maker once again.
Crystal up on the boost. Flash comes out. He is forced back the Molotov to keep Envy at bay. Oh, but that shot from Sixer was fantastic to open this round up. They're going to go ahead and instantly rotate back. Looking at hit this A bomb site, call will be made. Sunny, a lot of responsibility on him, peeks on out, but HS and Sunny fall within seconds of one another. And now it's all Zen. He's grabbed the AWP, he's just going to look to try and save. This will be Envy to find a 4th and keep 4 players alive potentially.
Yeah, Sunny, we said he could be pivotal there in that situation. He has the AK-47, he's lurking in quad. Here's them coming up as well. If he gets the multiple spray down, that could have been very exciting. He only gets 1 kill, 6 are stepping up. Usually in CSGO, he has been a rifler primarily. In this EnVyUs team, he seems to be focusing on the AWP. But in the previous EnVyUs lineup, he was just a kind of solid role player, anchoring sites and finding kills. He's very, very good at the rifles. So he steps up this round with 3 kills in total. It's just going to be Zen now trying to save the AWP. So far doing a good job as well as he takes down Happy, trying to limit the money going forward, which isn't amazing for EnVyUs. It might not be worth them hunting him down with a time to Penta, but Zen keeps delivering. Oh my god, how many kills is he going to get? Stop! He limited himself so badly there, but he does survive, and it would have been a valuable kill for them to pick up, sure, but that's cost them so much economy going forward. You can see XMS actually just down to a Tech 9 after winning the round. They should have survived with 4 players there, but wasn't going to happen apparently. So another full buy for Penta, and this is going to affect EnVyUs dramatically now. So it was Happy that got that first pick through the smoke at Banana last time. A spray through the smoke, they do happen, but you can't rely on that into rounds going forward. We'll see what happens here. Number 10 now, 5-4. Penta still with the lead. More of a default round as we get spammed once again. Sunny has been feeling a lot of damage there, but this is a nice, fast, assertive play from the EnVyUs team. Mid-control gathered. Crystal trying to shut them down.
Yeah, going to be forced back as the smoke does rain in. The nade finds a good bit of damage out on a 6, who's not looking too great all of a sudden. Forced back by the double molly. Then the peek comes in from Sunny. He does a boatload of damage, but falls. Perhaps overextending out in mid there. No one nearby to trade. And with that frag, Envy now going to look to try and turn their sights instead on towards B. Happy going to be lurking over here in Apps. The rest of the team for Envy slowly but surely pushing up. Smoke goes down to try and keep the potential push at bay. Zen on the other side. Envy, they know that there's at least 1 player here, and actually Innocent now looking to try and rotate back around to help out in B, but there's the boost. Scream Drops Zen out of the equation, the cross being held, damage done. But no frag found still for Penta into this one. Scream and Six are both within inches of death, and
I think he's safer.
yeah, the thing is, Happy in the backline, he's going to make saving a difficult prospect.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's actually towards that art side, but that's a great round from EnVyUs there, getting the initial pick, slowing it right down that stage, like you said. Happy will make things problematic. Actually, pre-fires as he hears the sound come in the corner. Little slash on the wall there from Innocent, kind of mocking him for missing that shot, which should have been a guaranteed kill. But yeah, EnVyUs getting the first pick towards B, boosting up above the smash. I pointed out yesterday, that's actually a really nice way to find the first pick. CTs aren't always fully aware that could be a possibility. Lose that frag. As we said, EnVyUs with assertive stuff in this round. Commit to the B site, and at that point, Penta missed an orb shot, and then just be falling back and managing to save their rifles there. Crystal with the orb, AK for Innocence, and HS saving the M4A4. They will be able to buy next round with these saved weapons. They'll just have to drop an M4. That'll probably be Crystal dropping that, and maybe one player down to a UMP. We'll see how this pans out for them. There's Crystal dropping the first weapon. As you said, Zen probably coming with a UMP, I would imagine. There it is. So he'll purchase that now with the grenades, and EnVyUs now 2 rounds in a row. Not exactly 100% comfortable. They do save 4 players in the previous round. After the reinvestment, they have about $3,000 per player. Round number 11 now. After winning the pistol game to 3-0, starting to see some gun rounds here from EnVyUs. 2 in a row. This will be the big one, though. They can win this round. They shut down the money for Penta, and more assertive play towards middle. These defaults are not slow. They want to establish this control nice and early. They know how Penta is set up. But this time, Crystal, he's towards the quad side. Sunny looking to strike here from Arch. Oh, what is that switch? That didn't make any sense. Why would you do that?
Quick switching gets you killed. Crystal within the sight. Man looking to try and pull this one back. He's not a man, he's a machine. Gets himself 2, still alive and kicking. Has a lot of work left to do as the push comes in. Switches out of the USP. Did still have ammo left in the AWP, but bomb plant comes in. Envy looking like they're well on their way to a sec. It all falls onto Zen, one of the star players of Cobblestone. The bike position employed from RPK, but it's Happy on that lurk round to finish him off. Envy now take that lead, and they should soldier on forward to a 7th round on the back of it.
So Sunny, that wasn't pulling out a nade. He literally just flicked to his knife and pulled his gun out again. Is he just like bored? Doesn't he?
Well, I mean, that's kind of one thing, right? You can tell that Envy have figured out the way to split this Penta defense in half is to go quick up through mid.
Well, that's
Penta aren't a team that are ready for that.
They're not challenging it at the start whatsoever, right? So they're playing those defensive positions. Sunny's holding it. He doesn't realize he's got 2 guys right in front of him. The moment he switches to his knife and pulls his M4 back out, they come around the corner, and that's devastating. We did say that was a big round for EnVyUs with his Penta's map pick, and they've been delivering so far in this one on the CT side. It's been their T side that's been up and down, but for now, EnVyUs looking like they're back into this series. 5-7s, PT50s, and Deagles for Penta. They've got Smoke, Flashbang, and an HE. That's about it. No kits, of course. And they'll be focusing the majority of their manpower towards the B side of the map. 4 players there, and it's just poor old Crystal who's alone in A with the PT50. So this is a much slower round. Happy doing a good job of reading the economy. They're not going to be going fast a bit of this time, especially when you know they're on upgraded pistols, maybe some body armor as well. You just want to slow things right down. Objective number 1. Get the first pick. Information gathered as to what kind of weaponry they have, whether they're stacked toward a particular side of the map. RPK is holding logs there. So this is fine. If you don't get anything about the 1-minute mark, you want to maybe deploy some utility towards middle, obtain that first, but it looks like they'll be heading back towards B. And there's the first pick, the 5-on-4 granted now. So now they can fully execute with 5 players and be pretty comfortable. They'll make their way to the side.
There are going to be 3 players here for Penta. Definitely going to make this one a bit more spicy as they look to try and make their way in. In comes the barrage utility. It's going to lock out the player in CT. He's going to go pushing on through, and actually Zed trying to get work done. Does manage to get himself 2. Sunny and HS both fall instantly within the site. It is all on Crystal. 1v4, PT50 in hand, trying to wreak some havoc, do some damage. Flank coming in from Happy once more. I mean, now 1v3 effectively with Happy hot on his heels. Happy. There you go.
That was a nice round. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, like, the happy lurk is something that we're used to seeing. A little bit worried though about how that's going to play into these rifle rounds when we actually see that come back. Do you think he's going to keep doing it? Or?
Yeah, this is classic Happy, and Inferno course will keep doing it. That's just who he is. He's not going to change his persona halfway through a game of Inferno. So yeah, he'll absolutely keep doing that. And he does do it very well. Like, people call him out for it. He does win rounds of it, time to time as well. So it's not like it's devastating for the team him doing it. It's when they lose dramatically That people call it out a lot, but there's obviously when they have massive wins, people don't really give it enough praise, in my opinion. But still, here we go then. It's going to be round number 13. A difficult buy once again for Penta. You can see no head armor, not really a big deal against the AKs. No kits either. Crystal, no utility whatsoever. He has been good with the AWP so far. We'll see whether he can get much done. He's only got 4 frags, but it feels like the frags he has got, I guess a couple of the picks were in important rounds. As we get into round number 13, the dying stages of the first half. Fast mid control once again. And this boost, I love this boost when Scream gets up here. It's so cool to see like the really crazy aimers get in this position to get like a bird's eye view and chance to hit these sort of shots. There it is. It just goes down. They're not fully committing just yet though. They want to hold up and see what the reaction is. You can see they've got one player holding towards the B side of the map, RPK. So he's seeing if any CTs push in. And they might just fall back towards B. He's actually heard them leave the B bomb side. So he's called that information. And he said, guys, get back over here. You can see Zen thinking this could be a possibility. So he'll drop an incendiary, just to delay them a little bit more. Actually very well timed. And he'll be falling back now. And his teammate Innocent will be joining him, flashbang in hand and CT spawn.
Yeah, push coming on through now. Smokes flashes right into the site. Zen falls instantly. And now Innocent, the first man on the scene, the first responder to this plant. RPK executes him flat up. Sunny next man to fall in the blink of an eye. It's all on Crystal, who does dispatch of Happy on that lurk. Looking to try and hold on to the AWP. It will be an 8th for EnVyUs. There's no money left for Penta into this next round. And all in all, it's a very good T-side right now from EnVy.
Perfect so far. They've worked out the main weakness of Penta, which is, yeah, sure, most teams do go for the passive setup towards middle, but you've got to be challenging somewhat, I think. I think Crystal needs to be moved from B. He needs to be coming to and actually not going for that area at the start of the map. He needs to be actively challenging. Maybe at the start of the round, maybe not down towards T-steps, just looking for the first angle, looking towards second middle, down towards the bottom itself, and then just trying to find the first pick and at least holding the corners. Maybe a 2-man, 3-man stack towards quad, just get a boost up on the quad side. Just something like that, right? Just to stop that first push. EnVyUs can't feel so comfortable running up towards middle every time. If you get a little quad stack going on with one on the roof, you find that first kill, they'll then have to start expending utility to get in that position once again. Right now, they're given full mid control without having to really do much for it whatsoever. Round number 14, we had, I think there was one player survive at the AWP in the previous round, so forcing into this, well, not so forcing, it goes to partial bar, give them that. It's maximum loss spreader, so max 7s, Deagles, UMP, some body armor once again, down to Crystal. This time he's towards quad, and he knows he can't let them walk up middle once again. So he will be smoking at the start, at least this time, and trying to take one of them down as he falls back once again. And EnVyUs ready to walk up middle once more, it seems. There's some positions now, at least.
No, XMS beats them. Max 7 up close, and HS falls as well. They lose the shotgun duo. And oh, out! Like a speed demon there from Balcony Happy. Just launches himself into the face of Crystal. And that's the bomb plant secured in the blink of an eye. 5v2. No chance of Penta making their way back into this round. Innocent spotted out. Wants to try and maybe get himself a rifle, but there's so many players hunting him. He's going to fall. Zen looking to try and keep alive and be Happy, the one to come hunting.
Looking a bit desperate now for Penta, isn't it? That forced by, well, like I said, partial bar at the AWP doesn't really deliver them too much there. Shotguns, UMPs. They will have enough cash to buy for the last round there. That's a bit of a Hail Mary play for them. Seeing what they could get done with the SMGs and shotguns, not really much at all. They did about 80 damage to Sixer. That's all they really get done. And EnVyUs looking much better here on the T side of Inferno. You can see where they started the T side of Inferno. They did win the pistol, got the 3-0 start, and they lost 5 rounds in a row. A little bit lackluster at that point. But once they stabilized and worked out what the weaknesses of Penta were, that's when they started to really punish that mid area, finding the first picks, rotating around sites, and lots of happy lurks going on as well. As we go into round number 15, how it's going to be, like we said, a buy available for them. Crystal, once again, glass cannon, AWP. No armor for him. Opts for the incendiary smoke flashbang combo instead of the armor to protect his body. Couple of kits available as well, 4 and 4s, and we'll see. They can see them positioning towards middle this time. Maybe they actually want to try and find his first pick. Sunny was considering going towards the bedroom, but now Crystal AWPing top of middle. I don't think he'll allow them to walk up this time so easily, at least. He has been going towards Banana at the start, then falling back and having towards the actual arch itself.
Happy. And the rest of the gang over in mid. Slowly but surely going to be pushing on up once again. A little less aggression as, in comparison to what we've seen in previous rounds. But similar sort of strategy as they make their way now towards apps. This is where the pace gets picked up a little bit more. And they are just going to be waiting. 3 players here for Penta. Crystal holding mid. Smoke does rain in to render his position nullified. In response, Penta going to go ahead and smoke out apps. Doesn't really matter because Envy now looking fixated over here on B. Pushing up through Banana. We're going to be seeing this fall onto the shoulders of Innocent and Zen.
You were asking if Happy is going to continue this playstyle. Let's have a look at him. He's
There
in
we
the
go.
apartments right now. He's going to be showing a smoke and flashbangs here. We'll see whether he tries to get the first pick. If we're flashing out right now, his teammates ready to go at the B side. But they'll be committing just now, and Happy see if he can get a pick on the other side. But Zen to defend.
Yeah, able to find the first. RPK instantly trades that one out. Now Innocent back of the side, spotted on through. All bangs RPK, screaming Sixer. All that remain, the 2v4, actually a huge advantage here for Penta. Bomb plot trying to come in, will be able to get it down, won't get denied. Had Sixer there to try and help out. This is still doable here for EnVyUs. The rotate up through Banana coming in from HS. Looks to try and catch these guys off guard. Scream stood out in the open, and well, there we go. HS pounces. Now it's all on Sixer with that. Oh, so many angles left to check it. Oh, he kind of just shoots somewhere in between. It will be Penta to pick themselves up a 6th. It was their first round in a very long time, though, there towards the end.
Absolutely. They lost 6 rounds in a row after losing the pistol as well. It will be EnVyUs getting 9. Penta with a bit of a lifeline there. They seem to drop off significantly. They couldn't adapt, and EnVyUs is exploiting the same problems time and time again. I did really like that T-side, though. If it kept working, why not? Let's go fast up towards middle. The boost coming in, find the first pick, fall back towards B, fully execute. And they just seem like the superior team towards the latter stages of that first half. Penta, though, we know they're good on Inferno. They win the pistol, Harry, it's going to be 9-9 all of a sudden. And then we really do have a game on our hands. And there's no reason why Penta can't give EnVyUs the same treatment they just received. We'll have a look at the buy. Of course, 5 Glocks and 3 sets of armor here. No one of the upgraded pistols at all. We have got 1 smoke and a Molotov, which is being deployed relatively early. That denies CT vision. It means they can't go to that car position and actually look down and see if there's anyone there. And I assume with that play, that means they go towards the apartments. 1 smoke towards Arch, perhaps. I'll follow where Crystal throws at. And then he'll be flashing his teammates out as well. So he's towards middle with the smoke. It's very common to smoke towards the Arch and that library area, just to remove vision completely. I'll see if that's the smoke he throws. Oh, tabbed. So I missed it. But it's towards Arch this time.
Yeah, now pushing into the site. Raw aggression to try and see them through. Happy up in apps could make all the difference. It's Sixer on the inside of the site. They're able to flush him out, and actually RPK's here to try and help out. What's gone wrong? This pistol round's gone terribly for Penta as suddenly, in the blink of an eye, Innocent watches all of his teammates get slaughtered before him. Zen trying to come in to help out best he can. Does dispatch of Sixer within the A-bomb site. Bomb still out in the open. XMS and Scream both here from B. Not happy with being naded down earlier on. Want to try and get some revenge. They have to first pick this bomb up for Penta. Spots out Happy. Happy going to fall on back, and XMS allowed to take the peek. Zen goes down. Now it's all on Innocent, who does spot out the first. The triple peek going to come on through. He's fighting for his life, and XMS takes it off of him.
Fast approach there from Penta. 1 player towards middle. They Molotov Banana to start as well to deny the vision. Smoke on the outside, flashing over and hoping to overwhelm the CTs on the A-bombs. That didn't really work out like that. They got some entry out of the apartments, but couldn't find the first few kills. 2 players on the A site, ducking and weaving, taking aggro away from one another, and managing to combine frags and buy time for the rotations to come in. EnVyUs now in a fantastic position. No bomb planted as well for Penta. It will be forced by in a second. So this is still an interesting situation. Tech9's, Deagles, PT50s, Crystal with the utility as well. They've actually got 3 smokes in total with flashbangs. CT's at the top of Banana here, hoping to lock this down. Nades don't do any damage, so they're okay for now. Terrorists will be sending 4 players up to that side of the map. Sunny by himself in the apartments, trying to make as much noise as he possibly can, just to hold off rotations that side of the map. As he gets towards underpass, it should be a B commitment now. They've got B control. Smokes in, flashes over. Hope for the best, boys. Let's go at him.
Yeah, pushing on through, and already XMS, UMP with a vengeance, still alive in the site, causing some real problems. They finally deal with him. Crystal steps up, turns it into the 3-on-3. The rotate going to be arriving now from Envy, and actually the aggression punished. Sunny on 1 HP. Crystal there to help out. The bait and switch pulls through. RPK able to get 1. Sunny only on 1 HP, clinging on for dear life, able to trade that out. Now it's Happy in the 1v2, and they're trying to run away, trying to escape. happy in this scenario.
like
He's going to
this.
get on the bomb. He's just going to stick it. Innocent takes the peek. Oh, does eliminate him, but even that was still a close round. Penta actually able to win that one out, though, against all odds.
EnVyUs needs to start thinking these situations, right? You know they've only got pistols. And sure, you've lost a few frags in the execution. That does happen. It was an equal play at that point, though, 3-on-3. But RPK and his team, I missed who it was. It might have been Sixer, I think it was. They run in one by one. Instead of waiting for the rotation, everyone's to group up and then go in the flashbang. They start running through that tight choke point at the ruins area. One goes down. RPK left no choice just to follow in after like 3 seconds later and gives 2 kills away. They just slow it right down. The bomb has just been planted. They've got the firepower. They've got the armor. Flashbangs to work with as well. They're giving kills up for free there. And now, okay, RPK makes up for it slightly there with a couple of kills, but a couple of damage. So it's going to be Innocent and Zen to find the first 2. So RPK going down, XMS low as well. So 5 players still alive for Penta, and they get themselves right back into the second half. They're happy he's not done with them quite yet as he takes down the first from second middle. Don't know where he is though. Dealt with reasonably easily. There's going to be just XMS and Scream now as they hold towards the veteran position. Scream giving a position away there. Wildly sprays the Eagle.
XMS. Oh, okay. Fancy flick. Then we'll go down HS to go ahead and deal with Scream at least. And XMS, I mean, he's proven that he's kind of the new king of one-taps for Envy. He's got himself the deke. He's already got one. He's looking to try and get a little bit more. Makes his way out towards Banana. No. Okay, that nade going to blow him to the high heavens. Oh, maybe poor choice of words. Penta, they go ahead and get themselves their 8th. And yeah, I mean, interesting enough, Envy have won every single pistol thus far. That said, they've only gotten 2 full conversions from it. If you remember on Cobblestone, we had the round where Sunny stepped up in a huge way and won it back. And then in this one, a similar story for Penta. So not too great in the pistols, but then kind of good at stealing it back in the force mode.
Envy is playing themselves, especially here on Inferno. They just calm down and just remember the very basics of Counter-Strike. They would have been okay. Just refragging and making sure your teammates are there with you. With time available as well. Wait for the rotations. But still, you're absolutely right. It's been good news for Penta as well. Another fully go over the CTs. Decent damage to start. 6 are down to 11 HP. Should be the first frag coming in. HS picks it up. This will be a very simple round. Maybe 1 kill coming in, but HS is having none of it. He's looking for the 4-man. He gets it as well. A ton of money farms, and as quick as that, the round is over. We do get 3 rounds in a row for Penta, and after winning the pistol, we thought EnVyUs, okay, probably will take the second map now. Now I'm not so sure. AWP is available, but it would be a glass cannon for XMS, so I don't think that's going to be happening. 4 M4s, and he gets at the famous hit with the utility buy as well. So HS, very nice stuff from him. This is a bit of a bonus round, Harry. We call this because you have SMGs, 2 of those, and you know the CTs potentially won't have head armor. So we've got Happy and Scream without that. And if they just run in very quickly, fast round here with the SMGs, they can just overwhelm whatever's waiting on the other side.
Yeah, they will be splitting their forces. Couple of players over towards Apps. The SMG on Crystal, rattling over here towards Banana. Now they look to regroup along with the rest of the gang. And I think a lot of this is just to try and keep Envy over towards B, not allow these rotates off, and it has worked perfectly. Look at it. On that B-bomb site, both the players pushed on up. Headset now ready to execute out. The smokes and flashes come on through. RPK in the pit has the crossfire with Happy. It's going to work out brilliantly. Sixer as well, tapping away with the M4. Claims himself 1 out in the open. Crystal. Not the shining beacon of hope they'd hoped for, as now it's all on Zen. 1v5, a lot of damage done.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is asking a little too much.
Possibly at this stage. Bomb down. It's on the other side of the map. Just looking for frags at this point. So let's just dissect that round quickly. Like we said, that's what we call a sort of bonus rounds. You've managed to shut down the ecos there from the CTs. You've got 3 SMGs in total. You know their money's still going to be weak. You're going for a very fast, hard-hitting round there, hoping to get that first pick, and then you snowball out of the apartments. But EnVyUs there ready with the 3-man setup there, the trifecta of doom, 1 in the pit, 1 on the site. I think 1 was graveyard as well. And they just seemed to shut it down. Didn't seem that overwhelmed. Did a bit of damage there, but not a single frag given away. That's exactly what EnVyUs need at this point. It's round number 20. And Zen will be saving his AK-47 by the looks of things. They can definitely buy into the next round. It might even be worth him going down. We'll see what this. I think it's worth going for the frags. If I'm his teammate, I'm saying we've done a ton of damage. You might as well at least go for frags. You're buying next round regardless. But he will be saving the AK. 3 seconds remaining. There's the round. EnVyUs extend their lead to 11-9 now. So losing the pistol. 3 rounds in a row going in favor of Penta. Then EnVyUs steal one back. Still with the FAMAS, his XMS, and we might be seeing an AWP. I'm not sure. I don't think they can actually afford one. Sixer drops his M4. I thought he was considering throwing the M4 to XMS and getting rid of the FAMAS, get an AWP, but doesn't seem to be the case. We'll get into this round now. EnVyUs still a little bit fragile to the full reinvestment of grenades. If they lose this round, it won't be amazing for them. 3 players towards B, pretty standard stuff. Molotov to slow them down. There it is. HSO taking a nade to the face.
When you go ahead and dedicate 3 players over here towards Banana, though, that Molotov is something that really causes some problems for you, as you see. I mean, now Sixer was there. It doesn't really get anything done as a result of sending 3 players over towards B. Penta don't gain anything as a result, so it's still fine here for Envy. Molotov's actually rain in towards Banana. HS kind of gets forced on up, and on the other side of the smoke, how can he spot XMS? Both the players so incredibly close. The flash actually hit him. XMS trying to escape. He's going to be tagged down. Happy. Going to be chipped away at as well. Bomb actually over here towards Abs. Penta exerting a lot of pressure down Banana. Definitely getting Envy's attention. Keeping these 2 players from rotating off. Bomb now going to be picked up. Rotating background. Sunny going to be joining them. Looks like Penta thinking that B looks relatively tasty here.
Well, they've got Banana control. They still have 3 smokes. Molotovs as well. One of their smoke expended now. That's Sunny. He's normally lurking on the other side of the map. So 2 smokes, that's enough. Let's smoke on CD spawn. Drop by Zen. I think he missed through it. Oh, no, it's okay. It seemed fine. And then we go. Oh, the smoke did not deploy. So now it's up to Scream to try and find multiple kills here. Finds 2. That could be problematic.
Yeah, 2 really all he needed to get. Rotate already going to arrive from Sixer. Crystal with the AWP, watching the push through CT. He just looks away at the wrong time. Could have made all the difference there. 3 players for Envy in this retake, and Sixer doing a boatload of damage out on a Crystal. They know exactly where he is, and he's going to be pinned over an Emo, trying to take the peek out. Actually able to find one before the trade does come in from Sixer. Fully flashed, still manages to get it. Gets a second. Now it's just Sunny, 1v2. EnVyUs tapped on out. Sunny takes the peek, finds the first.
Oh, is he
but
facing?
Sixer EnVyUs to come on in, and that's MV to go ahead and secure themselves a 12th. As you said, a bit of an overface there from Sunny in that one-on-one.
Absolutely. He's got that little tight corner there. He finds the first pick. The bombs were like 9 seconds remaining on it. Scream, why is there no smoke on CD? I think they misread the smokes. They definitely had 2 going into that site. I heard it bounce off the wall or something. There was no smoke on CD spawn. To be fair, it probably would have been the same outcome because Scream was boosted up, and like we always say, that position seems to find 1 or 2 frags every single time. Happy though, not Happy, sorry, Sunny's got to be gutted with that. The fact that he gets the first kill, the diffusing player, he just tucked himself in the corner. Happy has to run to him first, kill him, then run back to the bomb. Would have been really, really close and still had a chance to kill him. I didn't like that reface at all, but they keep the CTs modest at least, and they have another buy available with the bomb going down. Still anyone's game here, 12 for 9, as we enter round number 22.
Yeah, Penta in this one. Once again, focusing their attention over towards Banana early on. This time there's only 1 player here, so could cause some problems for MV in these coming rounds. So they're going to try and answer this with some mid-aggression as Scream pushing on down. Going to go undetected, could actually work his way into the backline. This could be huge. Crystal shouldn't see this one coming and will be caught off guard as a result. The trade frag going to come through from minutes. It gets completely denied. And RPK mopping up Sunny. Envy are looking fantastic in this round. Zen and HS all that remain. And we're just over 30 seconds in.
Yeah, they seem like they're getting into the groove of this now. EnVyUs have found a second win once again in the second half. 4 players alive right now, just Zen and HS to try and do what they can to get back into this. 45 seconds remaining, but Happy, he's not slowing down. There's damage, but cautiously falls back at this stage. Drops the incendiary as well to buy him a bit more time. He's taken Zen down to 4 HP and spotted the bomb. So in terms of the setup, EnVyUs don't really have to move. 2 on either bomb site. They know one's very low HP, so this is looking good. We've got the AWP towards middle. Nails the shot at Sixer. And once again, he seems to be delivering just when EnVyUs needed. We saw this yesterday when the team was struggling, but he managed to find some form to push him through Inferno. I think this has to be an eco now for Penta. 13-9, it's looking quite likely that we'll see a 3rd map today. Tactical timeout called by HS of Penta Sports. So in terms of their money, 4K on HS, and they've got about 2.5 grand per player otherwise. So not really a buy available for them. There'll be a 4th stage loss bonus next round, which is $2,900, meaning They could probably take themselves down to about 2k, so maybe some PT50s, Tech 9s. Probably don't want to risk the armor and see if they can try and get the bomb down here. Crystal buys up with the smoke flashbang. This is working out. It's going to be the best possible approach. If you're not aware, you get 4 pauses per map, each of which is 30 seconds, allowing the coach just to chime in and give some advice, his thoughts on what's going on so far. So the buy does start to come in. A couple of sets of armor, Tech 9, PT50s, and some smokes here to work with. It's not looking great, but better than nothing.
EnVy this time going to be sending 3 players over there towards B, looking to try and go for this banana peak. 6 are the one with the AWP to do so, and this could shut down Penta before this round even begins if they do try and cross without any sort of utility usage. You can see that Innocent's over in mid. The rest of the team now looking to try and come through. 6 misses that shot, and that's the best gift they could be given in this round, allowing that player to cross out. They get the info that 6 is here. It looks like they're still potentially going to try and face into this, which is a bit risky. It's playing it solo though, so you could try and justify some utility out. Instead, the P comes in from Scream down through mid. They're just going to keep taking the engagements. RPK to trade things back, but oh no, EnVy. Things do get costly very quickly. Actually, more than that, as XMS falls as well. They keep taking the repeaks very unnecessarily, and now Happy lurking in the back. Going to take the peek on out, spots HS, drops the first, turns it back into a 2-on-2, bringing this one back from the madness we just saw. Trying to take us out of the simulation. Happy over towards short out in the open. Actually manages to get himself a second. The Molotov trying to burn him out. Crystal takes the fight to him. Does manage to cross back into the site, smokes it off. And now it's all on Sixer and Crystal playing it around the smoke. Caught in the air, goes for the spray, and Sixer shuts him down. EnVy in with a 14.
Good lord, it's getting quite exciting here, isn't it? EnVyUs maybe overstepping the mark there slightly towards middle. Hearing the pistols, getting carried away with the idea of spraying them all down, ending the round as quickly as possible. But armor was there, upgraded pistols, comes down to a 1v1, where 6 has got the AWP, has to pull out the 5-7. Luckily, he can pull it off, quite calm in the situation. He's been good at clutches throughout the tournament. And he finds himself into 18th frag, top fragging along with Scream here for the CT side. Another gun round here. One more round will do it. EnVyUs will find at least map point here in the series. You're just joining us. Penta actually picked up the map pick of EnVyUs with Cobblestone, quite convincingly as well. It was 16-11 in the end after having a fantastic first half. Crystal back to the AWP. Scream hanging in front of the smoke here on the top of Banana.
I mean, EnVyUs did kind of learn in that round there. You can't give Penta any leeway into this. You know, they're still a team that it's not like they're winning this by a landslide.
There was no need, right?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was the point. You didn't have to keep facing and trying to shut it down. You just seemed like you were just trying to end it as quickly as possible. They've made a few mistakes like that, EnVyUs, in this map, but overall they have looked like a better unit.
One thing is, in terms of the money, Sixer might have a lot. Everyone else is fairly grief-stricken when it does come down to how much cash they have. Now, Penta, 5 players out towards A. They're going to send back up through Banana. Rest of the team trying to exert their presence out towards top mid. No one here for EnVy. Instead, it's really looking at Sixer. Over at long, the bomb rotating back right over towards B. Scream spots that out on the jump across. Gets the info that there's at least one player here. They boost up XMS to first oranges. Scream holding the angle as well. And they walk into the double peak. They know that XMS is there. Go for the bait and switch and into the crosshair and Scream and XMS. They go. So much damage done. Out to the USP and there's no stopping. Scream goes out and gets himself a second. Now it's just Sunny. And XMS, not a fan of the sun, shuts him down. No gamer is.
Apparently not. That's going to be map point for EnVyUs and a clean sweep there for the CT side. Penta look a bit out of their depth here. This is their map pick as well, but they've been shut down in the first half especially. They got 3 rounds here in the second, but EnVyUs finding some good form, especially in the clutches as well. They've held the nerve just about. Been a few dicey moments with situations when they're up against pistols and overfacing, and the retakes have sometimes been a bit sporadic, but for now, round number 25, they're going to take 6 in a row for Penta just to find overtime here. I don't think that's going to be possible, considering they're by here. They get 4 AKs and the Galil, limited in the utility generally. XMS takes a bit of damage at the start, but yeah, Bill's struggle now begins for Penta. Going towards B. This will be the full execution. If they did it right away, there'll be only one player waiting for them, who is XMS.
Yeah, if they were just a tiny bit faster, but continuing at this pace, We should be seeing EnVy rotate another player in sometime soon, especially when you consider that XMS is tagged down low. They don't have any information. They're clearing out apps very early on with Happy. Now that allows the 2 players to rotate off. Scream and Six are both coming on round. Flank going to be hot on their heels from Happy as well. RPK in a similar situation. XMS able to find that first frag. Bomb going to be going on in. Scream will fall in the meantime, so back into a 4-4. The man advantage slipped through EnVyUs' fingers. RPK trying to return things back. Six are chumming in the one from CT with a cracking AWP shot there to find HS. And now it's just an Innocent 2v4. Bomb timer taken away, but caught off from Ruins. Innocent, we've seen some fantastic clutches from this position today. Looking like it could be one of those days. Gets himself 2, but finally Sixer puts a stop to it. It keeps EnVyUs with the win on this one. It is going to be the 16-9 scoreline. They win out the map pick of Penta.
They do indeed, Harry, and that's exactly what they needed. After that first map showing, like I said, that was that map choice as well. Cobblestone, we thought, oh, this is looking scary now. EnVyUs, not necessarily going out of the tournament, obviously, but still looking poor once again, and their own map pick not turning up. Let's look at Inferno. First half, not great there on the CT side for Penta. They looked like they were exploited towards middle. They couldn't really adjust themselves too much. They kept finding themselves giving full map control towards the mid area, towards EnVyUs, and they seem to know that time and time again. Not wasting any grenades, getting straight up there, finding the first pick, exploiting them, waiting for the rotations, and then fall back, get those executions in. They were looking good, right? CT side comes in, we have a little glimmer of hope there for Penta after winning the second round 4 spy. The retakes were quite poor from EnVyUs. I thought, are they dropping off again? But they kind of stabilized once they got the money back out. They seem to be quite comfortable and ran away with it on the CT half. So good to see EnVyUs are back. Third map should be a lot of fun, but we could talk about this for a while, but let's throw it over the pool and see what they thought.
Yeah, thanks very much, Henry. We'll come back, of course, for game number 3 to the 2 H's in the commentary box. EnVy back in the match, and it's a bit of a surprise, I think, to our members of the panel. Duncan, it's hard to assess this team anymore, is it? Other than with the words disjointed, inconsistent, and yet they've still got potential, as they've shown in game 2.
For sure, yeah. No, this is also why, even though Penta's had all these big results so far, no one's like, oh, they're the new hot ticket, you know, they're so good. Because EnVyUs did not show up on the map before. They were non-existent, and so you almost, there was no resistance. You couldn't tell what's Penta up against. Whereas in this game, it was a lot more even for most of it, actually. EnVyUs looked across the board a lot better. Like, actually, people, this, in a weird way, it feels like because they're down a map, it stabilized them, you know. Just made them play how they normally would. They're not playing fantastic Counter-Strike by any means, but you're actually seeing people making plays now. Happy's actually not just baiting off in a corner somewhere, you know. There's the logic to how they're playing now. So, I mean, this is what happens when you actually play at the pro level is, I always say between maps, it usually is a hard reset. You know? It doesn't matter how much you could win 16-0 in the first map. If it comes back and it's a map that the other team's comfortable on, oftentimes that just resets me, you start at 0 again. Now, yeah, if you're a much better team, then you rinse them out again, but Penta couldn't keep up the pressure.
No, the third time we've seen them on this, of the 4 games that they've played here. We've seen one okay performance, which they got through, and then we saw a good performance from them, and now we've seen this. And how they've obviously played a lot on Inferno and obviously very comfortable in it. Now they're beaten on it, though.
Yeah, well, everyone focuses on the winning side when they're winning maps, right? Yeah. What you have to consider is that iGame gave them aggression, which gave them problems. Yeah. This was a more passive play, but Dignitas gave them map control, which gave them execution, and then they weren't winning the duels. In this case, the execution, Penta was trying, but it was really lackluster. They weren't actually isolating anyone, and they were losing the duels because EnVyUs showed up. So I think it's more the opponent playing against Penta than anything else. Their playstyle just ran out at this point in time. We saw a lot of kills at the top of Banana where they just couldn't get through to the B site. There was much better control there than what Dignitas had, for example. Couldn't get through to Arch side. They couldn't get through to the A site quite as easily. And then, I mean, yeah, got a lot of bomb plants, but also the bomb plants came in because they were so desperate after the exchanges that the post plant was abysmal and the rotation was already there.
After seeing the Inferno games they've played, you really wonder going forwards when they play the better teams if they get to the qualifier. Like, I don't know that Inferno is going to be such a highly prioritized map for them, you know. Like, picking it here was already a risk against EnVyUs, but I have to say, looking at it at the moment, their T-side's, it's not reliable, you know. And when I see the insane records they have online, you know, they can win like 14 out of 15 games. A lot of that's just playing lesser competition, you know. And they have the skill. Clearly, that's one of the things that they have really going for them.
Yeah. Obviously, we should put into context the fact that these 2 teams are fighting over the first place to go through one of the 2 spots we've got from the upper bracket. And don't forget, there is a third one. A lot of people have asked me, actually, on Twitter, why are there 3 spots for Europe? Why are you guys special? Well, we are special, but that's not the reason why. It's because,
in
of
so
course,
many ways.
because we had the G2 Esports and EnVy mix-ups in terms of the roster changes, which actually then meant that one of the teams, which I think is actually technically EnVy's spot rather than G2's spot.
Could be taken by Envy again.
Yeah,
It would actually be fitting if they,
Envy,
it'd be
wouldn't
fitting if they take the third
would.
spot, really, as a
Yeah.
result. You know, it's their own spot anyway.
That actually would be hilarious.
It's our spot
you
anyway.
wouldn't have made
Exactly.
it, but you got it because of what you did.
That would work.
Yeah. It's the core rule, right? So they lost 3 of the returning players, only
They did,
Scream and Happy, which played in the previous major, so that's why.
Indeed. So that's why we get the extra spot. So, yes, they do have a chance at taking their spot back for themselves as rightfully theirs, but they've got to step up still. It wasn't a brilliant performance still, even though they've won that game, but we're tied up at 1-1. You'd probably fancy them now to take the series, wouldn't you?
I do feel as though like Penta was they weren't bad in that last game, but they looked a bit beaten halfway through it. Like even when it was very close in score and frags and stuff, that's when really an elite level team has a killer instinct. You know, they're like, let's get it done now. Let's not wait till the third map. So it's true. I think we'll reset and it'll be a fairly even third map. But my concern is that, especially with how forgiving the format is, that the guys from Penta just kind of phone it in a bit, and they can win if Envy don't show up. But otherwise, maybe they go in the low bracket, get through that way. Like you want a bit of do or die at this point in time because it's a cool storyline also to send EnVyUs to the low bracket. Go, we're already through already. I think I'll be pretty sick if they can do it.
Yeah, in the back of their mind, Matt, do you think maybe they're thinking, well, Dignitas probably beats Big. We end up playing Big. We've got quite a good record against them. We've beaten them twice in finals, beat them in the closed qualifier. Is that there, do you think?
I mean, if they play Big, sure, but I actually think Big beats Dignitas based on what we saw yesterday.
And that's the risk to them, isn't it?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, there's 2 unknown teams in this, which oddly enough are the 2 experienced teams. The way Envy's playing and the way Dignitas is playing. I mean, Dignitas under Rubino definitely has the firepower, but really, really lackluster, very one-dimensional on their T sides. They run out. It's great when it's working. We saw that on Nuke. They looked untouchable when they were going outside. As soon as that got shut down, that was it. They had no other play. And sometimes
come on, they had the London Mint 2007 vent dive.
And got slaughtered trying to do it like every other team typically does when it's test. But that's the problem, too, is it because they were a victim of their own success. They did that so many times, they never even checked the upper site. They never checked how they were going to take ramp. So when they had to do it, pressure on, they couldn't. Anyway, point is, I think Dignitas, actually, I think Big beat Dignitas. I think they're the more structured team out of this. So then if you're Penta going against Big, you have beaten, against Dignitas, you've got to go, I kind of messed myself because I thought they were going against Big. I tricked me because you tricked me. But, it's an unknown entity is, I guess, the point.
Get tricked again. That's the problem.
They're not here, mate. They went out in the closed
true.
qualifier.
Yeah, like all Danish teams. Heroic as well.
Yeah, indeed. Right, let's...
Too busy winning show matches. Denmark. That's where the real money's at.
Lots of show matches going on right now for lots of money, lots of cash. However, we're focused on the Europe minor, of course. Let's take in some questions from our social media thread. We've got another one up today, so if you want to go pop along to Reddit and find that in the Global Offensive Reddit, you can do so right now. Thank you for your questions so far. Best comeback you have ever seen, Duncan? I don't know if that's a comedy comeback or a team comeback, or...
Duncan's got a bunch of
Here's the thing,
the
I'll go with a competitive one. Okay, I'll have to say, just because of the context of the scale and where it was, I'll say when Fnatic won ESL 1 Cologne 2015, when they had the comeback, not the one in the final, actually, the one against Virtus Pro, because that was where Virtus Pro was full-on rolling. They were going to win 2-0. They were already up like a map and a half, and it really just looked like, okay, this is Virtus Plow, no one can stop this. And then famously, they did that classic timeout where apparently the funny thing about those timeouts is in the movie, they'd be all like artistic license, like, guys, I believe in you, like there's something special inside you that has got. Apparently, they didn't do any of that. They were just like, let's just calm down a minute. And then the other team, and then they just played and won. But the key thing is, it's like we always say, they were the only team to stop the Virtus Plow. Like, it was fully in action, and somehow they reverted it. They won the whole series. So, just the context was so special for that. It was actually the semi-finals, but it was just a mad game.
Semis,
It's a mad game.
Okay, Matt?
Yeah, one that comes to mind in recent history is obviously VP against North on Cobblestone, but that was for a lot of reasons where I think North actually just came dry. The other thing about that is Magisk had like 27 kills, I think, in the first half.
That's a lot, yeah.
The record for a major, and then fell flat, third map, quarterfinal, VP get through. That was it for North, and that kind of epitomized sort of where they were as a team. After winning Epicenter, they weren't getting anywhere into the playoffs in some events, weren't getting past quarterfinals. That stalled them out. Right. But the one that obviously sits most poignant on the mind is Liquid SK.
I thought you were going to say
or Luminosity, I guess,
when
as it was
NBA Hall of Famer Shaq tried to come at me.
I was going to.
I actually posterized him.
That was a decent.
Bad.
It was a decent comeback.
It wasn't my best, but under the circumstances.
It felt a little bit contrived because you were like, I need to remember something about Shaq's movie career because
Yeah.
it's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. And you had that in the back of your mind,
I
just in
crowbarred
case.
the initial part, yeah.
Just in case it
Good.
came
It
at you
was
with something,
good.
but it was well executed. We like that one. We've got one more question, so we'll take that before the players get ready for game number 3. Which map do you think Dust 2 would possibly replace? So we're assuming, maybe not for the major, obviously, but
Well, it's got to be after
perhaps
this point. We're already
afterwards.
in the cycle, so
Yeah.
they can't.
which map then comes out of the pool to get refreshed or even just removed, full stop? Bearing in mind, I think Nuke and Inferno are the last 2 that went back in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
It's got to be Mirage,
players.
isn't it?
Well, no, it
Cash has
is,
had
it
a
is
clean
looking
up.
a little more still, but I think a lot of players are still pushing for Cobblestone. I think a lot
Right.
of people still don't like that it's so limited. The timings are so hard for the CTs that you really have to throw out utilities
But that's
so
been
early.
through, what, 2,
Well, that's the
3
thing.
revisions now?
At least 3, if not
Yeah.
4. I mean, that's the problem with it, is it's gone through so much and Valve's invested so much into it. It's going to be a bitter pill for them to swallow if they have to pull that out. But the argument is that if you're a CT and you want to control long B, you either have to throw out utility immediately, which means that, great, you just bled out a smoke or a Molotov at the very least, or you have to put so many players to control it if they do come in that you're creating weaknesses elsewhere. It's just very spread out.
Yeah.
So the popular consensus seems that it is Cobblestone, and I don't disagree with that. I still think Overpass is a map that I don't personally like. It has a very different, unique style, which has kind of grown on me, and that the CTs can be aggressive. I don't know what you'd change if you took it out, but my guess would be Cobblestone, based on sort of where the community's pushing it, from the pro side at least. I don't know if they agree
The
with
problem
that.
is, if we're going with the angle of like what should, like I would personally say Nuke, because I have to say even this rework hasn't changed enough, and also this is the killer element to me as to why you should remove a map. Is even though you can certainly do things on it, you can play the map now. I actually still don't think it produces very good games, and that's the big problem. I can think of very few classic games on it. You know, a lot of them, even the close ones, really are just like running up CT rounds.
Yeah.
But the problem is, will it? No, almost certainly not. I mean, it was one of those recent ones reintroduced. They tried to do a whole rehaul of it. So I just think in terms of like the politics, I don't think Valve's going to essentially say, yeah, we were totally wrong on all that. Let's take that map out. So I think it's going to head towards something like, I feel like Cobblestone might be the one, because I feel like it's got enough problems, and at least they've shown a tendency to try and fix it, to try and do something. So
Yeah.
I think maybe everything combined. I also feel like, again, you have to consider when you're talking about a question like that, the matchmaking element. I also feel like it's not a great map for matchmaking because you have to have a lot of team play. So I feel like that might even get them on that side of the equation. Because you can even make the argument, why bring Dust 2 back? You know, it's not actually that great a competitive map. But we know the casual players want to play this
Absolutely.
map. They're still queuing up. So it's a really grey area because it's who you benefiting by taking out which map, I think.
It's interesting, actually, because, you know, when you were talking about classic matches, the one that popped into my head was from Counter-Strike Source, which was Very Games versus Reason. And it was Very Games 15-0 up on counter-terrorist side on Nuke.
Yeah.
And Reason came back and drew 15 all.
Yeah,
So,
which
you know,
that
that's the
kinda
kind of
says
classics
it.
that we had back then on Nuke. We don't kind of get those anymore.
Just,
Anyway,
just to go to Cobblestone quickly, one of the changes that I think Hiko recommended is for drop room. Make it just go straight through so the CTs could potentially push. It's an idea. Don't know that it's the best one.
all right. Okay. Let's hold those thoughts for now because I'm hearing that the plans are ready for game number 2. So let's head back to Henry and Harry.
Thank you so much, Paul. It is going to